Forget the hype about hypersonics. There's a new nightmare over the skies of Israel, and it's doing something the Iron Dome was never built to handle. It's called the Shatter Point. In the last 24 hours, Iran's third huge wave of attacks didn't just bring missiles. It brought a rain of fire that turned one target into 100 in a split second. If you think Israelis' phone alert will save them, they're already too late.
This is the Kheibar Shekan, Iran's solid-fueled ballistic missile. Older rockets need hours of fueling before launch. Satellites can spot that activity. Warnings go out. The Kheibar is different. It sits in a hidden silo, preloaded, sealed, and waiting. When the button is pressed, it reaches 8 times the speed of sound in seconds. By the time a satellite detects the launch fire, the clock reads 3 minutes. 3 minutes to intercept a missile that is already at the edge of space. No warning, no prep, just a weapon screaming toward the city. But the launch speed is not the real problem. The real problem comes next.
Israel's answer is the Arrow 3, the most expensive air defense system on Earth, built specifically to stop ballistic missiles in space. Here's how it works. The radar watches the missile's path. The computer calculates where it will land. The interceptor launches to meet it. It works perfectly against a missile that falls in a straight line. But the Kheibar has a dirty trick. The Kheibar has steering fins. Most missiles fall like a stone, predictable, traceable, catchable. The Kheibar swims. It shifts its path mid-flight, left, then right, then left again. The Israeli computer is calculating where the missile will land. The missile changes its mind. The interceptor launches. It flies into empty air. Miss. That is failure number 1. But the missile is still in the air, and the real trap hasn't triggered yet.
Now the missile is directly over Tel Aviv, directly over Haifa. This is where the second trap activates. The nose cone opens, not to explode, to shatter. One missile becomes 50 separate mini-bombs, each one the size of a hand grenade, each one falling independently across a 1-kilometer zone. Now watch what happens to the Iron Dome. The system was looking for one large target. Suddenly, it sees 50 small pieces. Its algorithm makes a decision. These are too small and too scattered to be a threat. It classifies them as wreckage, as trash, as scraps. The system goes blind. It does not even know it is supposed to shoot them down. That is the computer trap. One missile walks straight through the world's most advanced defense system, and it does it by pretending to be garbage.
This is why Yehud looked the way it did this morning. This is why Holon residents found craters in their streets. Your alert app showed you a point. One GPS pin, one address, one building. Cluster munitions do not hit a point. They hit a zone. A 1-kilometer zone of 50 separate impacts. People were running to shelters. The app said they were safe. The shelter was inside the zone. A hand grenade fell on their car. This is not a single blast. It is a shredder, tearing through streets, parking lots, rooftops, and stairwells. All at once, all from one missile that the Iron Dome decided was not worth stopping. 31,000 buildings damaged. That is the current number from this wave alone. And the next wave has already been announced.
Here is the math Iran is counting on. Each Arrow 3 interceptor costs $3 million. Each Kheibar Shekan costs approximately $2,000. Iran spends $2,000. Israel spends $3 million to stop it. 1,500 to 1. Israel is winning the fight. It is losing the math. In today's 3-hour attack alone, Israel and the U.S. burned through 25% of their emergency interceptor supply. 25% in 3 hours. At current intensity, the defensive cost runs $3 billion every single week. Iran is not trying to destroy the shield. It is trying to drain it. The question was never whether the Iron Dome could hold. The question is whether Israel can afford to keep it turned on.
So, here is why the family in Holon had 4 seconds. The Kheibar launched without warning. The Arrow 3 chased a path the missile had already abandoned. The Iron Dome saw 50 falling pieces and called them trash. And 31,000 buildings paid for that chain of decisions.